Of the information on that post board?
It says seatbelt, speed limit, no firearm.
Roger that. So, can I see ID, please?
No.
All right, well, you're not stay over here. Well, are you from there or are you from here? I have to ask this because this is a government facility, so when somebody's taking pictures, you understand why I want your attention.
Sure. Can't believe you don't know what's in that building.
Do you have any credentials with you?
I'd rather not show them as it would it would reveal too much about my story.
No accusation, no reason, just one line. Show me your ID. That's when everything starts going wrong.
I'm not questioning that, but you have to understand, as a person that also pays taxes, whenever I see somebody taking pictures of that,
people think detained is being in handcuffs and stuff.
No, I know what detained
you're
is.
detained.
Okay.
Yes, you're detained.
Okay.
You got your ID?
They thought it was just a routine check, but the price they may pay could be a lawsuit. A man is simply standing outside the fence, pulling out his phone and taking a few pictures. But in an instant, the atmosphere shifts. Someone from inside the area walks up with a wary look, then says something that makes anyone listening do a double take.
Can't hear you. Take pictures? Why not? Okay. It belongs to me. I take pictures of things that belong to me.
Sir?
It belongs to me. I can't take pictures of things that belong to me.
You can't be taking pictures of the property
Why not?
because it's government property. If there's a sign down there that tells you within 1 mile it's all government property, you pass that point.
My point begins up here. There's a sign right there that says it's a birding trail.
Yes, sir, and this is all U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Yes, sir. Everything
And it's an
inside the
Army
fence.
base.
Yes, sir.
Just like that's a Marine Corps base. I don't think you go take pictures of Marine Corps base
Why not?
because they don't want anybody knowing. We don't want anybody knowing our gates or anything else.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to ask you to leave, sir.
Okay. Have you ever seen Google Earth before? I mean, you can see
Yes,
all this
sir.
on Google
I
Earth.
know that.
The man doesn't back down or walk away like they expect. Instead, he calmly stays right where he is, phone still in hand. And rather than debating what's right or wrong, they try to shut him down in a different way. In just a few seconds, this situation is about to get a whole lot more intense.
I'm going to tell you that they told you wrong. Everything outside this fence, up to those cones right there, is public property, and you can take
said
photographs.
everything up to that fence. And I walked out and pointed that camera in that direction, though.
Yeah, I was taking
That's
pictures.
not up to that fence.
I was
That-
taking pictures of that sign right there, the gate, the building
Okay.
right there. all
I'm
of
not
that.
trying to argue or anything, but when you point it at that direction, that is a federal building.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, we've got all the signs. You're just not allowed to take pictures of it, sir.
Okay, I can't take pictures of something that belongs to me.
Not a federal installation, sir.
Okay, I am the federal installation. I am the federal government. It's my property.
Yes, sir. And I'm a former Marine, and I understand that, and I pay taxes as well.
I
But
come
you
in.
can't take pictures. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Okay, well,
Or at least quit taking pictures, not ask you to leave. I'm sorry.
okay, well, maybe you need to call somebody in there and tell them I'm out because I'm going to continue to take pictures, and I'm going down there and take some pictures too. So, I mean, if they have an issue with it, they can come here and talk to me. But as long as I'm on the public right of way, I can take photographs.
All right, sir.
All right. I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
No, sir.
They
No,
just
sir.
ill-informed you. That's all.
The calmer he stays, the more the situation gets pushed towards something even more tense. What starts as a simple reminder quickly shifts into a clear pattern of questioning, scrutiny, and control. And then the conversation suddenly takes a turn that nobody saw coming.
taking pictures of the information on that post board?
It says seatbelt, speed limit, no firearm.
Roger that. So, can I see ID, please? All right, well, you're not stay over here. Well, are you from there or are you from here? I have to ask this because this is a government facility, so when somebody's taking pictures, you understand why I want your attention.
Sure,
Okay.
but that belongs to me. that facility.
How does it belong to you?
I'm a taxpayer.
I understand that. I'm not questioning that, but you have to understand, as a person that also pays taxes, whenever I see somebody taking pictures of that, can you do me a favor? Can you contact the OD? We just want to make sure that it's not for other purposes. And again, I can assure as a taxpaying American, you can understand concern with that.
I understand your concern with
Absolutely.
it.
Again, we're not questioning. I'm not saying that you have to. I asked you to simply. Now, since you said no, not a problem. I just want to make sure that somebody else is made aware of this, because the last thing that I want to do is have somebody like this, like you, take a picture and then I didn't do my due diligence as a person that pays taxes and works on his base. That's all I'm saying, sir.
Okay.
Not an issue. Not an issue at all.
I'm not doing anything. I have no ill intent. I'm just taking some interesting signs. I'm taking pictures.
There's no problem with you taking pictures of it. That's not what I ever said at all. All I want to see was, for one, to see ID, just to make sure that you do have a valid ID, so I can at least tell my command.
Are you a police officer?
On this base, I am. Absolutely.
Did you swear an oath of the Constitution?
Absolutely. We have to in order to join the military. You know, you understand that. Okay, yeah, so I definitely
I'm ex-military myself.
Also, so you understand that.
I
definitely understand that.
I understand. I understand your concerns, but your concerns don't trump the Constitution.
I never said that it did. Again, am I forcing you? Am I demanding it? Not at all. All I'm saying is I have to know. I have to notify. It's my job. I notify somebody above me. That's all I do.
Okay. Well,
that's it.
Like I said, I have no ill intent. There's some interesting signs.
Definitely
I was looking at the bird trail. This guy came out, gave me a hard time. Now I got, you guys coming out here and giving me a hard time. I don't understand.
It's not a hard time. So you have to understand, you're private military. If somebody's taking pictures of our base in today's day and society, we have to voice a concern. That's my
everything that you need to get right there if you were a terrorist is on Google Earth.
I'm not arguing.
I'm just saying it's on
Listen,
Google Earth.
I believe you. I definitely believe you.
So I mean, it's kind of
there's nothing wrong
this
with
whole
you taking
thing.
pictures. I get it. But again, you have to understand what I'm saying. I have to do that's all I'm saying. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, if they're going to come out here and talk to me, I'll be here for a few minutes and then I'm off.
No problem.
The man holds his ground, but the more he explains, the more the situation gets pushed into an even more sensitive direction. And from this point on, things escalate fast, because they start demanding something he has no intention of handing over.
This government sign on the fence, I took pictures of it. I looked up, I saw these guys came out, gave me a hard time for taking a picture of the sign.
Yeah.
And he pointed down here and pointed these signs out. And I said, no, I can take pictures of them. They're unusual signs. And
so I came over here and that's why I saw him taking pictures. And like I said,
I literally just walked up when he pulled over.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, say, but you have the workplace, but you said you live here.
No, that's me. That's me.
That's you. Okay.
All right. Take down that license plate number.
No, it's not a problem. Like I
told him, we just got to, it's our job.
Yeah.
I told him that it's our job to at least, I got to report it to him. He's responsible for right now I'm responsible for the base. That's just my job. I can't force you to give me ID. I can't.
Do you mind if we take a picture of your driver's license?
You're kidding, right?
No. Is that an issue?
Yeah, that's an issue. In this day and age, the way the government misuses people's personal information, you're going to take a photograph of my ID, and then you're going to generate some report somewhere. Homeland Security gets it. Next thing I know, I'm on a terrorist watch list.
Now, is that camera still recording?
It is.
Okay.
Continue to record. That's for my protection. I mean, I don't know what you guys are fixing to do. He's been fine. I'm not picking
No.
But without knowing who was going to do what, absolutely, I'm going to continue.
Okay. Well, that's not a problem. So we can't get your ID at all?
This is public property. Okay, this is not government property. This is public property. It's county maintained. There's the birding trail runs right up to the actually to the fence line there. So I don't think I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't broken any law.
Okay.
The only thing we can do is if we need to, take a picture of his license plate, something that happened, and then from there we can.
Is your vehicle?
He thinks it's my vehicle.
I'm not saying whether it is or it's not. I'm just saying if we need to, if
okay.
It's not going to something that we have an option to. In order to
like I said, I have no ill intent. I'm not armed.
Oh, I was the.
Yeah,
but someone just coming up taking pictures. You're on the other side. You would have to ask.
He's probably military. I explained that to him. He said he understood.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand your perspective. Okay, worried about terrorist attacks and everything, but the least you have to worry about is physical camera. I mean, come on, Google Earth gives you everything else.
One side keeps saying, I'm just doing my job, while the other insists, I'm not required to comply. But what really shocks people is what happens next. The man flips the entire situation with one simple, razor-sharp argument, leaving the other side with nothing to say.
I'm saying that's what all I can get a picture of is what you can see right here. And there's nothing here that's classified.
The whole start of the trail was talking about nature walk and
the birding trail, and then I took a picture of the U.S. government sign, okay, over there. The guy came out and got on to me about it, and then he pointed down here and said that the Coast Guard station was here, and you guys don't like people taking pictures. I'm like, well, I'm going to walk down there and see if there's anything they take a picture of. You know, and I came down here, there's some unusual signs there, signs that I don't normally see, so I took a picture of them. Okay. All right, what I would recommend.
no, I'm
What you should do is just take a photograph of it. If you're worried about who I am.
oh yeah, I had my phone on me.
Okay. You know, and I can't stop you. Take a photograph of it. Okay.
We're good on that. Again, if that's your
I'm
vehicle,
not
it's
worried
cool
about
with
that.
them.
It is my vehicle, but I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not worried about it.
It's okay.
Okay.
And if you want to take a picture, I'll stand here and let you take a picture.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, you can send that over to DHS and they can figure out whatever. Like I said, it's public property. I can't stop you from taking photos.
That's why I told you from the minute.
Yeah, and like if I were really doing something, I wouldn't have my vehicle. I mean, it's kind of obvious. You know.
No more beating around the bush, no more long explanations. The man sticks to one simple principle. If I've done nothing wrong, I have no reason to be afraid. And with just a few words, he leaves everyone wondering, was this really about security, or just pressure being put on an innocent citizen? Up next, a man is simply standing outside on the street, raising his phone to take a picture of a building, but within seconds, a group of big-built guys steps out from inside and approaches him immediately.
All right. That's a lot of big guys to squeeze into that truck.
It's like a clown car. How you doing, Brad Duchenne?
How you
What you
doing?
guys doing?
Taking pictures.
Okay. Just this building or any particular building or?
This building.
Okay.
The narcotics unit works out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just wondering, who do y'all work with?
I'm an investigative journalist.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
So I don't have to scream at you. Wait till that guy's by. So your multi-agency task force works out of here.
Yes.
I'm an investigative journalist from out of state. I'm here to take pictures of the building, the vehicles, any of you guys that walk up and talk to me.
Okay. All right.
This building?
The red one, right there, the brick building.
You're an investigator for who?
I'm an investigative journalist.
An investigative journalist.
Well, like I said, it's anytime we see somebody walking around with cameras, we're going to, ask why, because obviously we do some of our investigations. We use some of this cars as equipment, so not necessarily want just anybody, taking them and putting them on social media or anything like that for obvious reasons. These are, we use these day to day. A lot of these vehicles, we have some other vehicles elsewhere, so,
Well, I would hope that since this place is known, you wouldn't park an undercover vehicle here because your bad guys could ride by and see the undercover vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would hope you have it stored somewhere else. I look at these vehicles out here. This is obviously a government vehicle. I believe it's going to be federal, if I'm not mistaken. Just looking at it, it's got the federal package on it. But like I said, I'm going to be here about 15 or 20 minutes. So if you got anybody that's undercover that's in there, like hold them up for 15, 20 minutes, and I'll be gone, and you won't have any problem.
Okay, well, we'd be naive if we didn't come and ask.
I don't object to you asking. I've been forthcoming with you about who.
He doesn't run, hide, or act sneaky. He stands right in front of them, clearly states his purpose, and stays calm. But the thing is, his calmness doesn't ease the situation. If anything, the more he explains, the more it seems like they're pushing this further and further.
Number 18. Howdy.
I gotta ask, what do y'all do?
Are they not cops?
Who?
The guys in that building over there.
I don't know what that building is.
It's your narcotics people work out of there.
Okay.
They're cops. They came out and asked me what I was doing. I told them what I was doing. Told them who I was, everything. And then I saw the guy come out getting on the phone, and I knew what he was doing. So instead of making you guys chase me, I'm standing right here waiting for you.
What are you doing?
I'm an investigative journalist, and I'm working on a story about the narcotics unit. It's a multi-agency task force. I can't believe you don't know what's in that building.
Do you have any credentials with you?
I'd rather not show them, as it would it would reveal too much about my story.
You work for yourself or you work for somebody else?
I work for a national news organization.
Do you have an ID?
Coronado and Mounts.
Yes, sir.
Have I done something wrong? Have I broken the law?
No.
Okay. Then
Can I see your ID?
I'd rather not give it, as it would reveal too much about who I am and what my story is.
You would hang tight for just a minute. We're not armed, but okay, we're not armed.
We're not with them. We were just sitting there waiting for you. We saw the guy calling.
The moment the police step out of the car, the entire atmosphere shifts. Their eyes, their tone, the way they question him, everything feels like a real investigation. And just as expected, things quickly take a hard turn toward the most sensitive issue of all, his ID and his identity.
You're not in custody being detained how people think they're being detained, but yes, you are. You're not free to go.
Oh, okay.
Those IDs?
Have you? How long have you been a police officer?
Over 4 years.
Over 4 years. So you can hold somebody without detaining them.
Well, I mean, people think detained is being in handcuffs and stuff.
No, I know what detained
okay, you're
is.
Detained.
Okay.
Yes, you're detained.
Okay.
You got your ID?
I do not. But if you're detaining
You
me,
just
what?
told me you had your ID on you.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, that's not what I
You said
said.
you had it on you, but you didn't want to give it to us.
No, press credential. He asked for a press credential.
Okay.
I
Do
said
you
I
have
don't.
anything that identifies yourself?
I do, but I do not want to
Okay.
give it up. You said I've not broken the law.
We have the right to identify you, being that we are legally here because someone called on you. So yes, you do have to identify yourself.
Is that policy or
Or
law?
you're interfering with an investigation and it's arrestable offense.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Okay.
I sure don't want to get arrested.
Well, identify yourself.
Since you're detaining me now, I
your
wish to
last
invoke
name?
my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay. Well, we have to identify you before we leave here.
I just gave you all my
We can
identifying
identify you,
information.
okay. Tell me slower or give me an ID.
I just
Earl?
gave you my information, sir.
What's your last name?
Louisiana law does not require me to repeat it over and over again.
I don't have body cams. No, we don't.
Dash cam?
You guys recording from the car right now? No, we're not. Earl, what's your last name?
I've invoked my right to remain silent. I don't wish to answer any more questions.
Well, are you trying to go to jail today? And he did identify himself.
I've already
I'm not talking to you right
identified
now, sir. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, sir, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I am not. You've already said I'm not breaking the law. Okay.
Because we're being called. We've been called. We didn't want to be here, but some civilian called, which gives us the right to be here.
It wasn't a civilian that called you, it was a police officer that called you.
Huh?
It wasn't a civilian that called you, it was a police officer.
I don't know who the civilian is.
I do. I stood there and watched him call you.
Okay, but a call came into the police department and we got dispatched here.
Okay, I've given you my information. You've already said that I've not broken the law. You've already said I'm not breaking. You've already said I'm not breaking the law. Okay, so what are we doing here?
The police start zeroing in on his ID, applying constant pressure to force him to reveal more information. The back and forth quickly turns into a clash over authority, who has what rights and who's crossing the line. So in the end, is this really just doing the job? Or are they deliberately trying to make things difficult for an ordinary citizen?
I don't wish to answer any more questions.
Okay.
Are you going to stay with me now and escort me everywhere I go?
No, you're free to be here. I'm free to be here.
That's fine.
Trying to make pleasant conversation. Something wrong with that?
No, not a thing. I think we can cross now.
Okay.
I can see that you at least have a half a clue about what's going on. Okay? That guy over there is clueless. So what I'm going to do, I mean, we were leaving, but hold on. See if he's going to have a problem with this guy.
Is your partner?
Yeah. It's not exactly my partner, but I work in police accountability.
Like for cop block or something on those websites?
No, not cop block.
Is it a website?
I'm actually pro-police. I am very pro-police, okay? But I'm anti-bad cop.
Oh, well, I think we all are.
Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. You know,
Got some bad cops over here?
Possibly. You know,
Well,
like I
fill me
said,
in.
I've already
have
warned them.
complaints been made through the proper channel?
You know, I don't know about that But you know, a lot of times citizens don't want to go through the proper channels because they think it gets them nowhere. And in some departments, I believe that's correct. Are you guys associated with Monroe PD, West Monroe? And
We are West Monroe, and across the river is Monroe.
Monroe's two different
separate entities
okay.
altogether. We have no jurisdiction over there. They have none over here.
Okay, and here comes the supervisor now. Getting a lot of complaints about Monroe specifically, and some of the Monroe officers work out of this building. Okay, and so that's why I'm here.
Are you familiar with what Metro Narcotics is?
I do know.
Okay.
I know.
I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I just I wonder if you knew.
No, I was forthcoming and honest with these guys when they came and asked me what I was doing. Told them exactly what I was doing. You know, I'm not trying to hide anything. I mean, I'm clearly visible. You know.
I can see an orange vest. I can't see anything. I can't see your upper body. You got camera on.
And I have no weapons, no guns, no pocket knives, no nothing. You know, like I said,
It's no longer just a tense argument over an ID. It turns into a much heavier confrontation. Who's actually following the law and who's crossing the line? This is the moment everything becomes clear, because not everyone in uniform truly understands the law, and not everyone who stays calm is going to back down. Citizens may sue police officers under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983 when their rights are violated. Officers found in violation may be required to pay damages and face discipline or termination. When a society starts treating filming or taking photos in public as suspicious, then all of our freedoms are being slowly chipped away. Hey everyone, what do you think about this situation? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support us with a donation. Thank you so much.